Hello, I'm Edith Zeller, Administrative Judge in Austria and President of the European-wide Association of Administrative Judges. Welcome back, and today I would like to continue our brief talk with issues how can we contribute to the separation of powers balance once it has been in imbalance. A wise person once said that the separation of powers and the checks and balances system are not automatic mechanisms. They depend upon the commitment to civilities, they depend on open communication, and they depend on good faith of all sides. So the pure structure is not sufficient. This is very wise and very true. So what can we do to contribute to the well-being of our democracies? What can we do to bring a system back into balance once the checks and balance system is out of balance? I want to mention some of the most important ways today from the perspective of administrative judges. Just to resume briefly, first we have we have talked about that we have the need of the three state powers, the three state powers which we have in our democracies, legislative power, executive power and judiciaries, are in balance, which means that they must be in balance with each other. They must check one and the other must check each other. This is for sure. Second, we have also discussed some of the practical examples to see when a system is no longer in balance. Third, and as we know, the separation of powers is the fundament for our democracies. This is for sure, and we need to have also separation of powers for the democracies, as well as in order to have the guarantee of our fundamental rights and freedoms. Fourth, to resume, is that administrative judiciary is particularly important for the individuals, for the civilians of a state, because here in the administrative courts many issues of a daily life of a person are decided, many issues of a daily life of a person vis-a-vis to decisions of administrative authorities or omissions of administrative authorities. Insofar, administrative judiciaries are the face of judiciaries towards the citizens. This is just to resume, this is what we have talked about before. Insofar, I would today not like to talk about thoughts how citizens can contribute to bring back balance in a system of separation of powers, nor do I want to talk about ways how state representatives, governments, presidents, members of parliament can contribute to bring back and to ensure that a system of separation of powers is in balance. No, I want to point out some specific issues from the perspective of administrative judiciaries. And as an administrative judge, what can I do to contribute insofar to bring the system back in balance? This is, we have two different ways, two different issues, how we can contribute. The first one is, what can I as an administrative judge do in order to prevent an imbalance, in order to prevent a rule of law problem? To prevent. The second issue is, what can I do as an administrative judge in order to promote rule of law culture? First, I want to talk today about here, what can I do as an administrative judge in order to contribute to prevent rule of law problems, to prevent problems. The focus here again lies on the issues of independence, because it is one of the basic fundamental issues with respect to judiciaries and the guarantee of separation of powers from the perspective of a member of the judiciary. Some practical issues, easy to say, please fulfill it, it's true. First, show integrity, show your judicial ethics, have a certain values in your judicial post, be self-reflected, and show also self-guidance. These are many issues which are really relevant. Secondly, stand up when you realize that there are certain weaknesses in the judicial system. When you see there's a problem, do stand up. This means be active in your judicial association. Be active whenever possible in the association, which function ever you have. Judges associations do play a fundamental role, also to raise publicly the voice. For instance, when we look at Poland, when I look at the Polish colleagues and Poland, the judicial associations there have organized a broad range of different activities and actions in order to get into contact with civil society and to raise awareness about separation of power and the problems with respect to separation of powers, independence of judiciary there. Again, as an administrative judge, it is necessary to point out that administrative judiciaries, administrative justice, covers many daily life issues of a citizen. Therefore, even more, the interaction with civil society will even more fall on a good soil. And it's important because to see what is the relevance of a judiciary in a country. The next issue is you can also simply get into contact with your colleagues from your national or also from the international judicial associations when you do not feel heard properly. The next issue is what you can do is also, just to be clear, and last but not least definitely, is that in the exercise of your judicial post, it is in your hand and it lies in your competence also that you show a high level of integrity, of judicial integrity, and also to work on a highly qualitative level. This is for sure one of our obligations as administrative judges and as a judge generally. Be mindful, be sensitive to realize also in case there are external influences which contradict to your perception of judicial integrity and judicial values. Be alert. Don't stay in your comfort zone, and because it is true, it is for sure true that you will always earn the fruits of your efforts. Do it. These are some of the major points, the basic bullet points, what we can do as judges, as individual administrative judges in order to contribute to prevent rule of law problems. Next time, I would like to say some words and talk about what can we administrative judges do in order to promote a proper rule of law culture. Thank you very much.